Listen, when I get stuck and I don't know a game to play, I pull out a 2000s schlocky first-person shooter. Other people have, like, RPGs they can just pull out, or they'll play a multiplayer game, or they'll grab their friends for, like, a co-op party game. Me, I say, I need a sloppy, messy, 2007, like, boring shooter FPS where I fight goo and aliens. This is going to be weird. I don't remember anything about this game that isn't the funny bullpup assault rifle. I don't think we're going to remember anything about this game as we play through it. I think 5 seconds after we see a set piece, we're not going to remember a single thing about that set piece. I almost guarantee it. Especially since they wanted to make it a World War II shooter. Not only did they want to make Resistance 1 like their shooter, they also decided to do it in the worst way for the first one, which is make it set in like World War II era, which even more so makes me completely forget about it. Because World War II shooters is like a genre of video games that there's so fucking many on, like there's so fucking many of them that I cannot separate any of them except for Call of Duty World at War. Cannot separate a single World War II shooter from any of them. And motherfuckers be like, oh, Brendan, you should play Enemy Front. And I'd be like, how the fuck do you know what that game is? Nobody played that game. Even I shouldn't know about that game. Brendan, how do you feel about our Lord and Savior, Vormus? Grand Harvester of Souls? I don't know that guy. If I saw that guy shopping, I'd probably shake his hand, but I don't know that guy. Oh, is that me? For real, for real? I almost look like Sam Witwer. Almost. Wouldn't it be fucked up if this was Sam Witwer? Would it be absolutely fucked? I am ready to go to war. Me, I'm a war man. See how serious I am? I am a war man. I am bald. I love to fight. I love to shoot. I love to chew gristle between my teeth. I love to dip. I love my country. I love freedom fries. Nathan Hale. The soul. This is just like Fallout 4. Wah, wah. I am the sole survivor. I can't fucking wait for them to put me into pod. The Gauntlet. Oh, starting off in England, am I going to be able to say it's Tuesday again? It's Wednesday again. I think that'd be the only... If I ever went to, like, England, I would definitely walk into the Tesco and record a 45-minute video of me walking around the Tesco going, wow. Whoa. Wow. And that would be it. That'd be the only cultural significant thing I'd do in England is I'd walk into the Tesco and I'd be like, wow. Whoa. Wow. Wow. Oh, God, I fucking blew somebody up. Now, when do I get to be able to use the alien gun? Because I saw the alien gun in the trailer and I would like to use an alien gun. Mom says I can shoot the Needler. I have training. I'm an expert. Mom says I can shoot the Needler anytime I want. Mom says I'm no longer banned from Needler privileges. Mom says I need the Needler. Mom says I can shoot any gun I want at the firing range, and actually, I'm allowed to shoot any of them into the firing range as much as I want. Mom says I can... Yeah. Hey, Mom says... Mom says I can... Hey, Mom says I can... Hey, listen to me. Mom says like... I like that some of them are filled with gristle. Gristle and toughness. They're filled with gristle. You look at them, you look at some of these soldiers, filled to the brim with gristle. Look at him. He's chewing the fat. Right now he's thinking. He's chewing the fat. You know what he's thinking about, right? He's thinking about killing some reptoid soldiers. You're damn right. This guy, I bet he's chewing the fat. I bet he's chewing the gristle. He's thinking about his wife back home. They're going to get up any second now. Oop. My fucking... Damn this fucking capture card. It drives me to drink. What a beautiful set piece here. Yeah, I think it'd be really funny if there were a couple of quarters inside that big fountain. People trying to make their wishes come true. Well, guess what, idiot? Your wish isn't coming true. Nobody's wish ain't coming true. This is war, and war is hell. Did I not find a big, slappy, fat health kit? Can I not find a big, fat, slapping health kit around here? I'm a hungry boy. A hungry boy needs to be fed. Give me my big meal. I love the Chimera because, I don't know, something about how they look reminds me of, I think, the Suffering on PS2. Because there are little injection monsters in that game, and I think about them quite often. Oh, dude, they got canned bean in here, but not a single big sip. Let this guy die, sadly. Neck broken. Ass too fat. Personally, I'm looking for a big fucking sip. Resistance timeline. Hitler was an alien and spit alien juice all over Europe, so everybody had a big fit over it and died. The end. I think a lot more stories should end. I would love to read a 450-page book about somebody's serious story Like a nonfiction or fiction. Probably nonfiction would make more sense because it's more realistic. But I would love somebody's like whole, like beautiful, handcrafted story with tales of growing up and the bonds of friendship, and then it ends with, and then they all shit their pants and everybody died. Personally, I think I could never write a book because I know people would be really mad because I would write a bad ending on purpose. Even if the story was good, I couldn't do it because I know I'd write a bad ending on purpose. I would write a book and it would be this amazing fantasy epic that spans 4 books, and it's going to end with, and right after they conquered and slayed the final vessel of the evil soul of the empire, they all shit their pants and died. The end. I could never write a book. I'm too. Listen, personally, I like to self-sabotage when it's funny enough. Sometimes I think it's really funny to make something very bad because I think it's funny. What is this gun? Oh, alien red laser gun. The bullseye. Damn, this thing looked like it'd be a big battery. We're not the type of guy to build a skyscraper that's hundreds of feet tall and then purposely destroy the support beams. No, I would never do that. What I would do is slowly fill each floor with concrete, starting from the top. Nobody would know. One day somebody's just going to try to get into their office and realize they just got slabbed. Me, personally, I think it'd be great to just slab everyone. I think it's a good prank. Saying, you just got slabbed after you fill your entire office with concrete is a good bit. Yeah, I feel like a major thing about this game, too, is it really just does not like to heal you. Does not like to slap health packs everywhere. Halo, that's what I appreciate about Halo video game, is when you have a Halo video game and you have a big like health bar, they put a lot of snack packs around for you. They make it known where the snack packs are. Like, you always know where the snack packs are in Halo. In this one, I ain't know. I'm looking for a big white rectangle because I assume that's what a med pack's gonna look like, but I ain't see a single snack pack around here. And all that tells me is these soldiers are hungry. They're thirsty. And they're here to conquer. The capture card can't comprehend you having a game playing on the PS3. No, it's just a little goofy. Sometimes my equipment just be a little goofy, and I just have to deal with that. Oh, fuck, am I in like the fucking... Why am I in the fog? Why am I walking into the Mist movie? Oh, fuck. They put Vaseline all over my screen. Level over. I'm the winner. Something's fucked up. Bugs. Lots of bugs. Too many bugs. Too many bugs. Too many bugs. So many bugs. More? That's me when I'm hungry for bug. On that day, I ate a lot of bugs. They call me Bug Sucker. Imagine if you were at the movie theater and somebody just opened up a big can, like a big bucket of roaches, and they just started eating them and looking at you. And then you realized it was Michael Keaton, or it was Vincent D'Onofrio from Men in Black 1. The bad guy who was the big roach. You're like, why are you eating those? Like, I'm hungry. How does one open a bucket? Okay. Let me ask you this. You walk into the KFC, you get a bucket of fried chicken. Does it have a lid? It has a lid, right? I'm so full of bugs right now. No, Arrow 2 wasn't wiped out. I'm full of bugs. I'm not even a man anymore. I am a hive. Hey, speaking of bugs. Those were the cinematic runaway and show off the cool bug technology bugs. Got it. Thank you, Insomniac. I thought you just meant like a steel bucket. No. Sometimes buckets can have lids. Even steel buckets can have lids. Have you ever heard of a bucket lid? Imagine not knowing that buckets can have lids. This is ridiculous. Literally me, when I see a bucket with a lid, I lose my fucking mind. It's fucking will always be wild to me that there are like TRPG rule sets for like sex. And I'm just thinking like, man, imagine playing that shit competitively. Imagine going over to a house where swingers are playing a sex TRPG. And you're playing it competitively. Imagine metagaming sex D&D. Oh, this is health. Ah, okay, alien drop health, got it. All right, now I understand. That's why I didn't see any health packs earlier. When I tested the game earlier, I didn't go further than this, so... Now they're giving me big fat sippies everywhere. Ooh, yummy bacteria. I love to slurp. Gotta get me my slap juice to restore my stamina. Where'd those aliens go? Are they in this suspiciously not very furnished house? Lore! Keep America out of foreign wars. Nobody cares, nerd. Fucking propaganda once again trying to strike at the core of America. I'm not falling for that. These aliens will not defeat me in a fight, nor a theological debate. Debate me! Dead and gone before he even had a chance. I always love how, like, some PS3 games, to not worry about, like, the technology to make the game still looking good, they still have, like, the environmental builds of a PS2 game. So, like, the models are slightly increased in how they look versus a PS2 game, but it still looks like shit because they don't have anything in the environments that they do. They don't have enough models or anything. Not models. They don't have enough like these houses are just filled with big square boxes that are full of tires. Right? There's not a fridge. There's not a stove. This is a big room filled with boxes filled with tires. There could have been so much more. They could have put so much more in these rooms. And also somebody who likes to really look at the environment and go, wow, that's fucking weird that they would put that in the game. Kind of sad. Oh, am I tank boy now? Ah, this is my Halo moment. I got the elephant. Already, though? Because I'm on, like, Chapter 2 here. Already give me the Prower fantasy, huh? I see. Love me my Sherman. Love me my Abrams. Oh, shit. Aw, damn it. I thought there was a guy going Yahoo-hoo-hoo-ee in the air. I was tricked. It wasn't a guy. It was a little thingus. Yahoo-hoo-ee! Yeah! Yahoo-hoo-ee! Oh, what the fuck is that? Oh, I thought there was a tank for a moment. Thought they had a fucking flying saucer on the field. What are you trying to do? Stop me? I'm in a tank. Far more effective. You didn't even try to hit me. You know how incredibly effective a tank is against, like, any enemies? Very effective. You all are baby. I haven't even take one real hit. I haven't even taken one real hit. You gonna try to hit me? Nice one. That was the one real hit I took. Fucking owned! Cool mortar, idiot. What are you gonna do? Hit me? Or these aliens are like mutants or something, because I'm pretty sure the Intra said they came from Russia. They are alien mutants. I can't remember if the Chimera virus is exactly like Crisis. Oh, were those my guys? I don't know. I can't remember if it's exactly like Crisis, where the people become goop and the goop is reconstituted into aliens, or if, like, the people become alien. I can never remember. It's a standard sci-fi trope for, like, alien invasion, and the aliens are like, we're not going to deal with putting boots on the ground. We're just going to infect them with a funny virus that makes them fight for us and become us, so get fucked. Really, honestly, all I want, right, personally, is I think it's about time we get an FPS, like Resistance, like Haze, like Doom, like Halo, but the enemies are little green goblin aliens. And I want it played completely straight, completely serious. And no, I don't want to play the XCOM, the Bureau Declassified. I'm talking little green men. I think it'd be great if there was a game that let you fight wave after wave of little goblins. No. Not Warhammer 40K. Go poop your diaper, come back after you change it and put some baby powder on there. I'm talking about, like, the gray aliens, but green, with the bulbous heads and the big bulging eyes. Fucking Warhammer, and I'm, like, jerking off, like, my hand right here, like, not like Warhammer. Personally, I think while nerd culture is more acceptable, here's a Brendan speech as I stand on my soapbox. Personally, I think that now that nerd culture has become more acceptable, I think we need to find a new type of nerd to bully, which is why I propose Warhammer fans as my new type of nerd to bully. They are incredibly bullyable, they are incredibly defensive, and they have those suspenders that you can snap against them, and then they go, all I'm saying is, we need to go back, look where we went wrong, and it was when nerd culture became more appropriately acceptable, which is why we have to make fun of Warhammer fans. All I'm saying. Are we bullying only 40K fans? Yeah, because fantasy is Skaven, and Skaven are funny. Only 40K fans. Warhammer Fantasy, perfectly fine. They got some cool shit in there. 40K? Just watch Star Wars, idiot. Same thing. Like, have you seen Star Wars Rogue One? Same fucking thing. 40K is Star Wars because they're both space fantasy and not science fiction. Same thing. Star Wars and 40K are just the same thing because they're both sci-fantasy. They're in the same genre. They're the same thing. There's magic in both. There's little green goblins in both. They are the same thing. They're undying, half mechanical, half, like, guy creatures in Star Wars. There are also those things in 40K. Same thing. Listen, I could take the easy road out and I could try to, like, pander to Warhammer 40K fans, but I think it's way funnier to just hate it. There's literally an emperor who rules the galaxy. Like, come on now. Literally the same. I think 40K fantasy is fun because I like grimdark fantasy, but, like, grimdark sci-fi, I get really bored. And I know it's science fiction fantasy because magic, Man, at the same time, like, I just get bored. It looks like you should be able to, like, break those and then drop the barrels on the enemy, right? Like, that's kind of lame that they put that there and made me think, man, inventive, like, problem solving. I can shoot at those barrels and drop them on the enemy and drop the load on them. And yet, I did not drop the load on them. Me, personally, I think 40K is a really interesting setting, but I think it's, like, it's part of me, it's the part of me that's a bastard that makes it so that I don't engage with any of it. And like, here's the thing: is I don't engage with anything 40K because I think it's way funnier to hate it. I couldn't tell you why I'm built that way. I couldn't tell you why I am the way I am. I just think it's way funnier to hate 40K without having a reason to hate it. And also, I just don't like the Space Marines. And I know that the Space Marines aren't the end-all be-all, but like, man, I just really do not like anything about Space Marines. And I know there's different factions. I know I like the Orcs. I've talked about that before. I like the Orcs, but like the Space Marines are the popular thing about Warhammer. Brendan, what is something you genuinely hate? Something I hate as like not a joke? MMOs. Destiny. Something I genuinely dislike instead of just like for the bit. I gotta figure, you know what? Fuck it, we're just dealing with it. MMOs. I rail on MMOs all the time. I hate them. That's like one of the only like video game or genres of anything that I fucking despise. I just hate it. I will never be relatable at this rate. I will never be relatable at this rate. I have to find out ways to be more relatable. Dude, totally failed that epic WoW raid last night with the guild. Freaking got pwned by noobs. Wait, you hate every MMO in existence? Yeah, absolutely. I hate them all. 76 isn't an MMO. You could say it's an MMO. It's not an MMO. I played that whole game single player because I could. And yet I hate... God, son of a bitch again. And yet I do hate Elder Scrolls Online. I don't want to talk about my hate of MMOs today again. It's like every other stream, somebody's got to bring it up and like, Brendan, explain. I don't need to explain myself to you. Go watch VODs. Hey, there's so many of these slimes. Or like Slime Era. Got him. Is Warframe an MMO? No, Warframe's just a bad game. I think I hate Warframe more than Destiny, actually. Because Warframe has a cooler aesthetic, but then Warframe also respects your time even less. I feel like that's... Warframe, I've always like fucking felt. Warframe literally is a holdover. Like an ancient holdover from those days where they expect you to put like 100 hours into a video game once a month. And also, like, I've tried billion different guns, different Warframes. I've given them money to speed up time. I have 80 hours in that fucking game. And let me tell you something about Warframe. Everything in Warframe feels exactly the same. I died again? It just feels the same. You go to the same places with different tile sets that render differently. Every fucking Warframe is like, oh, they have different abilities. Okay, what's their different abilities? Well, this one fires an aura forward, while the other one fires an aura backwards. Okay, well, what does this guy do? Well, he fires an aura around himself. What does this guy do? He fires an aura around himself that poisons people. What does this guy do? He fires an aura around himself that heals people. War Thunder and Worlds of Tanks? Oh, I don't like any video games with a vehicle perspective, usually. Those I don't care about. Those aren't video games. Those are for people who played with their Hot Wheels a lot as a kid. If there's not like arms and legs and boots on the ground in a video game, I tend to not care. What is it? I think I have Necron Prime. I think I was building Rhino Prime. And then I just stopped playing and I was like, you know what? I'm just sick of spending my time on this. This is supposed to be a turret section and I'm just fucking it up real bad. It's supposed to be on a turret here, I think. I don't know where, though. I don't know where they wanted me to put the turret at. If Brendan doesn't get instantly rewarded with something for 5 seconds of effort, he doesn't like the game. No. My rule is, if I'm not having fun in the first hour of your game, the first hour, when you're supposed to be selling me the game, when you're supposed to be selling me what I'm doing, I don't want to play your game. And if you tell me the first hour is like 1 hour of 20 hours of tutorials, you can go fuck yourself. If you tell me any video game, if you have ever said, this game is awesome if you put 50 hours in it, that shit sucks. That's bad. Games should be able to sell me on them within the first hour. If I read the first chapter of a book and I'm sold on the book, I'm going to read the book. If I go to the buffet, and people love food analogies for video games. Let me use a food analogy for you, right? I'm going to use a food analogy for you, okay? Because video gamers love food analogies. It's like their favorite thing. Have you ever watched a video game video where the creator hasn't done a food analogy? Have you watched, like, literally, why the fuck does every gamer who talks about YouTube videos talk about food when referring to games? You fucking heard it. Okay. You tell me the game gets 40 hours in, like good 40 hours in, right? That's like putting a lasagna in front of me. And the first half of the full lasagna is shit. It's fucking terrible. But you have to eat that first half. Your mom slaps your hand and she says, no, you eat the lasagna that has glass in it first. Then you get the candy lasagna. I don't like the idea of I am suffering to get to the good part of the game because that's sunk cost fallacy. If you played that second half of the game where it is quote unquote good, separate from the hours of grinding and hours of time and effort that you have put into that game, is it still good? By itself, in a vacuum, is it still good? No. And that's sunk cost fallacy shit. That's trying to get you to like invest so much time into the game that you are stuck at that point. You're stuck at that point. You are stuck. You're locked in. Because, oh, well, if I put it down now, I've put so much time into it already. It'd be a waste to not experience the rest of it. And they're like, oh, this is great. This is awesome, actually. Actually, this is awesome. The human brain does wild things to make you think that, like, something is good when you've invested too much into it. It's like, okay, good example. Y'all get this. I think I'm really funny. I am not that funny, but I have spent so much time and effort in trying to be funny that at this point, I believe that I'm funny. That's now you get it, right? It's a little more relatable, right? That's sunk cost fallacy. I'm getting put in a tube now. Let them know what I'm about. Oh my God, they're greedy gremlins. What are they doing to my boy? They're taking his shirt off. Look at those pepperoni nipples. Take him away, boys. Put him in the chrysalis, boys. I jump up here and whoa, mom. This guy did what the? Who the fuck has a mum tattoo on their right arm and their left arm? Oh, Brendan, this guy had two moms. Don't be fucking rude. Sorry, I didn't know. Does this guy also have two moms? 1 second, I gotta kill you. Sorry. This guy, oh, hey, 1 sec. Can you give me a second? I gotta see if this guy has two moms. Dorime. Interi lo sanatena dorime. Oh shit, grade! Where'd I send him? Oh no, what did I do? Where'd I send him? Okay, there he is. I sent him into the shit. Dorime. Sent his ass into the Shadow Realm once and for all. Gee, Billy, why your mom let you have two moms? Well, actually, what I don't have, my mom isn't married to my other mom. She's my stepmom. My dad is married to her. I just love them both so much. We're locked in the cube. Oh, good. They're getting nice and round with B. Ah, can't save those guys, but woman. I refuse to help two guys almost getting squashed by bug, but woman. Now you're talking.
I'll be in touch. Frequency 77.6.
You just gonna go into the ugly hatch? You're gonna go into the ugly hatch and just trust that that's gonna lead you out of here? I'm just saying. I wouldn't trust the ugly hatch. Like, I've seen signs on my neighborhood, like my neighbors, I've seen signs in my neighbors' yards. I've seen billboards. It says, vote for the evil hatch. Me personally, I'm not voting for evil hatch. I'm voting for hot garbage next election. A lot of people say evil hatch is going to come up with some really radical ideas to really invigorate the country. But me personally, hot garbage is my favorite. Oh shit, that was a jump scare. Oh, I gotta use the 6-axis. Ah! I literally had to grab my 6-axis and fucking. Ooh, they got a fully stocked kitchenette. Oh, hell yeah. Love a water. Oh, it's got a separated water container. Yo, that's high tech. These are metal and fabric. They don't count. Thought it was going to happen, didn't you? Those are metal and fabric. You're not getting a plastic chair review. Silly, 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 silly. Me shaking, wagging my finger. Not yet. Not today. Not yet. If they ever make auto doctors, like big pods that just heal all your problems or do surgery on you in the pod, I should be the voice of the auto doctors. That way you're cursed forever to like, oh, I gotta get this fucking, I have a butt mole. I gotta get it removed in the auto doc. You walk in and you hear, not yet. You haven't paid for your last procedure. They're gonna put my mind in the doctor machine to fuck up surgery on you on purpose. Asbestos chairs. Oh, you right. You know what? Fucking in the 50s and shit, they were putting asbestos in everything. They're putting lead on toys and asbestos in toys and like, man, kind of insane to think about the amount of poison they were putting in shit. I mean, they're still putting poison in shit, but they were putting a lot more poison in shit back then. Let's get in the forklift. Let's get it lifted. This is bullshit that I can't drive the forklift. It moves and everything, but I can't lift it. Can't drive it. Pfft. Not even certified, you silly bitch. Brendan, there's spas with radium water in the UK and the US. It's a feature. Oh, for me to get Imagine Dragons radioactive? I love waking up with acid dust. I wipe my brow and I slap my nuts. Fun fact, the human body thinks radium is similar enough to calcium that it'll gradually replace your bones with it. It's a very unpleasant way to die, but you get cool bones. You say death, I say those are some really cool bones you can get. Hedgehog grenade. Holy fuck, that thing's cool as shit. Can we all be real for a second and just, like, agree that the hedgehog grenade is kind of cool? Yeah, but what if you had radiation bones? Wouldn't that be awesome? Oh, fuck, look at those birds. They take flight. Or are they stuck in this warehouse? They got bird AI? Not even the US government can figure that out. Jesus. Maybe they hired Insomniac for the real thing. You become a ghoul. Ooh, I'd love to be a ghoul. Somebody get me some yummy radium. Yeah, can't melt my bones if my bones aren't made of calcium. Also, bless Resistance for being a video game. That's a good one in terms of being able to, like, walk around with your arsenal. I don't know about 2 or 3. 2 or 3 might change, but I fucking am sick and tired of video games restricting you to a 2-weapon loadout. Hate that shit. Brendan say, hey, smooth skin. Hey there, smooth skin. Got a couple of fish from ya. Got a couple of fish from the bay for ya. Now listen, the last couple of fish I sold you may have had a little parasitic issue. These ones, cleanest fish you've ever seen, smooth skin. But it's realistic. I always hate the idea of, like, video games being more realistic, meaning that they need to be more annoying when they're video games, which in turn means that you don't have to make your video game more annoying because it's a video game. I don't care about realism. I care about escapism. I don't want my gunplay to be more realistic. I want it to be more fantastical. I want to have weird guns and a weird loadout and a cool kit. I am glad, though, at least that, like, the way of the hyper modernized, super realistic, like, military modern FPS is kind of dead. Like, that genre as a whole has been done to the point where you can't do anything else with it anymore, and I'm glad that it's dead. Even Call of Duty dropped it for super sci-fi science fiction. That fell apart. But then they went back right to it, of course, but I'm so happy that's dead. I want games with more color. I want more games that are vibrant. I want more games that are stupid. Part of me... I fell off the thing again. Part of me yearns for this era of games because it was like... A lot of these games came out during when I was in high school, and that was kind of the brightest spot of, like, my childhood. So I feel like part of me really nostalgia focuses on games like this that are kind of dumpy, have that gray and brown aesthetic, and have you do, like, fight funny aliens in World War II era. But also, another part of me appreciates that games today are a little bit more fantastical and weird. And games are good now. No matter what you say, all I know is they spawn out the pod. Does that mean if you're saying beastly, are we going to see a big boy soon? If you're saying the more beastly creatures, that means I'm going to see a big boy soon. The whole ultra-realistic shooter thing kind of reminds me of the superhero movies where they try and have it be super serious despite the inherent goofiness of the genre. Yeah, like, I do get it. And, like, I'm not saying that if your game has a 2-weapon loadout, it's bad per se. I just think that, like, the search for realism has always been... just kind of dumb to me, because video games are at their core escapism, although I totally get it on, like, a simulation level, like the fantasy of wanting your simulation to be as close to real as possible. It's always the, like, video games that are arcadey at heart that are like, oh, we're going to try to be more realistic with our game that's always been arcadey, or that's always been fantastical. That's where I start to get a little, maybe shut the fuck up a little bit. Maybe just give me a big rhombus. Let me have a good time. Just give me a big rhombus. Any kind of rhombus. I don't care. What kind of rhombuses you got on your phone? Let me play with any rhombus on your phone. And it's always been weird that people are like, oh, I want more realism in games like, I don't know, Call of Duty. But it's like, Arma exists. And if you don't want to, if you used to have a console, you could always play Operation Flashpoint. Or operate the other game by fucking, what is it, Codemasters. Operation Red Dragon. But I don't think people want realism. I think people confuse realism with, like, animations. I guess, like, oh, I want the animations to be more realistic. So they say, I want more realism. But when people hear realism, they're like, oh, we got to put in ultra, like, butthole tightening on the horses, right? We got to have hyper-realistic buttholes on the horses. That's what you mean, right? It's like Red Dead. Why do they need to have the horses' balls shrink in the cold? Like, I don't need horseball technology in a video game I play. It does nothing except make a headline. Like, I know why you did it. You did it so you get the headline. It's like our game has horse ball technology. It's like, I'm not going to care about the horse ball technology when I'm like slowly riding my horse alongside a character who is talking at me for the next 15 minutes. Hate not having any grenades for this part. We got this. I'm gamer. I'll get her done. Larry the Cable Guy is right behind me yelling, get her done, Brendan, get her done. I can feel his spirit. I'm infected with the spirit of Larry once again. I'm channeling Larry again. God forgive me, but my psychic energy is channeling Larry once again. God forgive me, Larry's in the house again. God forgive me, Larry's under the floorboards. God forgive me, Larry is in my mind. I feel like one of these aliens is going to drop a Wilhelm scream and I'm going to lose my shit. I can't even think of the Wilhelm scream right now. I just know it instinctively. You know when you like try to, you know a sound instinctively and you try to recreate it with your mouth and you just can't do it? Die, Chimera. More like Dimera. I still think often about the oop, shit, fuck, oop, shit, fuck. 1 sec. I'm gonna fucking die. I still think often about the Resistance game on Vita because it had a fire axe as your melee weapon, and I really like that, and I really like fire axes as melee weapons because I'm a simple creature who loves simple delights. If my ass was trapped in Narnia, my hungry ass could not turn on my fucking family because I was given Turkish delights. I think my fat ass could stop myself from eating the Turkish delights. I'd fall for it in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. Son of a bitch. It wasn't doing it. And it did it again. We're fine. We're back. How is this game? You shoot alien and things are brown and gray. Welcome to Resistance. We had one funny moment. That one guy had tattoos of mom on both of his arms, right? I can find something funny to say, funny-ish to say about any 7th gen shooter that nobody played but me. He likes the fire axe but never mained pyro. I mained pyro. I have a strange degreaser. Never mained pyro? No, I just stopped playing pyro when I wanted to play more soldier because I built this like a Tommy Wiseau build. Stop talking TF2 at me. You're going to activate a brain cell I've long thought dormant. Show us your TF2 hours. It's like 300. Prove it. I don't have to prove anything to you. I could. I really can if I want to. But I don't have to. And also, you know how much work that would be? I'd have to open up display capture. I'd have to find my like Steam inventory. I'd have to hope that it was working. And then I'd have to go in there and then I'd have to like dox my Steam. If you don't show me your TF2 hours, I will not shut up about TF2 ever again. Okay, fine. I will show you my TF2 hours, Jesus. If showing you my TF2 hours ends the, like, I don't know, the TF2 talk, I will show you my TF2 hours. Where's my profile at? 367 hours in Fallout 4, 341 in TF2, 300 hours in 7 Days to Die, 290 in Payday, 175 in RimWorld, 156 in Borderlands 2. Shelby is at like 1,000 hours in TF2. Yeah, I have 300 hours in it. I played it a ton. I was a TF2 freak for a while because that was like, I listen, for a while I had a really cheap computer and that was one of the only games I could play on the computer. So of course I have a ton of hours in TF2. You didn't show the class time. Oh, I don't know how to show, how do I show the class time? I don't know how to do that shit. I showed you the playtime. Oh, there we go. 11 hours in Pyro. 60.6 hours in Soldier. Yeah, I played a little bit of Pyro. 60.6 hours as Soldier though. I just like firing the bazooka. I'm sorry, I just like firing the bazooka. Listen, I don't even like the fire axe. I don't like. So I like fire axes as melee weapons in video games, but it's not even because of TF2. There's a much simpler explanation here. I like Fallout New Vegas. Shit, that has a fire axe. You died again, Brendan. How's it feel? Feels bad, coach. Feels bad. Feels bad, chief. Feels bad. I gotta replay the level again. Left 4 Dead 2 also has a fire axe. True, true. I like a fire axe. I think it's a good weapon. I like that it's red. I thought you liked fire axe melees because it made you feel like Jack Torrance. Who's that? I don't know who that is. And like a YouTuber? No, I mean, if you send me his videos, I'll check him out. Like, maybe I'll even take a shine to him. I don't know how I could overlook somebody like that. Bear the sympathy. You're telling me these are some kind of human-alien hybrids and they didn't get David Duchovny to a single line of voiceover for this whole damn game? You're telling me human-alien hybrids, yet not a single person wanted to get David Duchovny on board for this shit. You see, the alien Scully making human-alien hybrids. We have to fight them. Man, this really is the boy factory. This is where they made me, actually. I'm not a human-alien hybrid. They just took like a bunch of pieces of human left over and just decided, what if we make this guy as a joke? They got into like the create a character stage in the human hybrid factory. They said, this guy's the funniest shit we ever seen. I'd like a bottle of your finest red bottle of red wine, please. Do bottles break in this? Yes! Honestly, personally, it's wild to me that there are modern video games to this day who have unbreakable bottles. Like, how do you fuck up something so simple on the big you should make a video game like this chart? All bottles should be breakable. I don't know how you make a modern video game and have unbreakable bottles. I'm just putting it out there. I'm just saying it. I can take on one little alien all by my lonesome. Come here. What do you think I am? Some grandma who can't take care of herself? No. I'm a big, strong boy. Oh, you're already dead. Never mind. I was going to go on a tirade about how strong I am and how cool I am and how sometimes I get to go to the store all by myself and get any candy I want. But instead, fine. Whatever, fine. I can go to the candy store and get any candy I want. My wife says I can get any lollipop. What's this, lore? Found some cloven down from Lancaster. What are the cloven? Are there two kind of alien? How many kind of alien they got? Why somebody got to make Earth an alien battleground? Earth really do be just like Fortnite Battle Royale for the whole galactic empire. That's why they got all this slurp juice, all this slapjack, all this chug yug. Love my slurp, love my juice. Simple as. What if the alien stole all the color in the world? What is this, Epic Mickey? What is this, De Blob? This game really do be just like De Blob. Just like Epic Mickey when they took all the color out of the world. You gotta help Oswald the Rabbit get it all back in Epic Mickey 2. Brendaniel, you might be the only man on the planet who actually remembers what happens in Epic Mickey. No, I'm not. Shut up. It's a simple cartoon plot. All the color is gone. You gotta restore it. I didn't even know if I was gonna get it right. I was like, fuck, is that actually the plot of Epic Mickey or am I misremembering it as De Blob? So I'll just say De Blob so I can be right either way. I love Epic Mickey and I love Kappa Mikey. As the single man who remembers, as the one adult male who remembers the existence of Kappa Mikey. Let me just say, love Mikeys, love Mickey. Back then, you grayscale the fuck out of your game, make it fucking brown, or in Fallout 3's case, make it vomit green. There really was just this trend of, like, games need to be, like, really fucking not... Games need to be really, really fucking just ugly. Not like the fun way, either. Not like good ugly, guggly, like ugly. Muted, all the muted colors in video games from like 2006, 2005 to like 2010, 11. It just sucks. They got Gugman over there. I gotta take care of him. They got Jughead from the Archie comics over there. He's blowing on a big moonshine jug. I gotta stop him. You think outside of the comics, you think Archie's ever looked at Jughead and say, quick, Jughead, say something weird and racist? That'd be a great bit in Riverdale, I think. They should let me write for Riverdale. I'll come up with so many bits. Is Riverdale still going? And are they still high schoolers? Like, they still do that show? Are they still high schoolers? What are these actors now? Like 25, 26, 28? How old are Dylan and Cole Sprouse? Are they my age? They're like 29, almost 30. What if Epic Mickey was called Le Epic Mickey? Wouldn't it be fucked up? And you had to collect upvotes for all the Disney subreddits so you could become the prime Mickey? I'm the worst man alive. I'm the worst man alive. I'm the worst man alive. Brendan, why do you expect me to know about Riverdale trivia? I don't know. I expected somebody to know about Riverdale trivia. Somebody's got to know, right? Oh! We're not dorky enough to know about Riverdale. I would just love it if CW made a Scooby-Doo show just like Riverdale. The schlock. Can you think of the schlock potential? Can you imagine the schlock potential? It would be so good. Not, like, legitimately good, but I want somebody to take it seriously and make Scooby-Doo Riverdale. Yeah, call it Coolsville. You know why it's never going to happen, though? Is because they would never want to devote enough resources to making Scooby talk. Brendan, they did. It's on YouTube. That is a fan pilot. That is a fan pilot for a show that will never exist. And also, they will never do Scooby-Doo like Riverdale style, is because you have to make Scooby talk. How do you make Scooby talk? And how do you make Scooby talk cheap? Like, and I'm talking cheap. How do you spend less on like your CGI budget? How do you save? Because making Scooby talk gotta be expensive. No, they couldn't do the Velma thing because the Velma thing only works. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. The Velma thing only works because Velma isn't meant to be a Scooby-Doo show. It's meant to be a vehicle for Mindy Kaling. It's not a Scooby-Doo show at its core. If they did a Scooby-Doo show without it being somebody else's project, they would have to have Scooby in it. I know that's my personal belief, but I genuinely believe, son of a bitch, I genuinely believe that if you did like a Scooba-Stooba show, live action, you have to find some way to include Scooby-Doo. Especially if it's a hyper-serious Scooby-Doo show. You have to. Like, especially with Velma. Velma's getting a season 2, and like, nobody's gonna care after the season 2. because they got hate watch views, and like people aren't going to care enough to hate watch it after one season. I feel like I'm supposed to be on a turret here, but I'm not. You know, you ever feel like you're supposed to be in a turret section, but you're not? Kind of how I feel. Like, I'm thinking, okay, so here's what they would do if Scooby was in the show, but he didn't talk. Scooby would be helpful and solve it. Okay, one. All right, here's my pitch. Okay, we're going to pitch a Scooby-Doo. We're going to pitch a Scooby-Doo CW show. Got it? The gang is all there, right? Scooby, Shaggy, Fred, Velma, Daphne. The gang's all there. They are in their, like, last year of high school or, like, junior year of high school. And every episode, the mysteries that they solve always involve a murder. And half of the episodes they do, Scooby is in the show because he finds the bodies. And then the murderer is always like a scary, dressed up as like a scary ghost or in the disguise. How many cults per season? At least 2 cult episodes. 26 episodes, 2 cult episodes a season. 1 2-part episode a season. Here's how I'd pitch it. No overarching story. Monster of the week. It doesn't have to be a murder every week, but it can be like a crime. They can be like a junior detective club. They get hired on by the police begrudgingly because they keep solving these mysteries. And then Scooby is helpful because Shaggy says he can talk to Scooby. And so they use Scooby's keen nose to uncover extra secret mysteries in the mystery. And this is how you do like a gritty CW Scooby-Doo show. That's the pitch. 26 episodes, no overarching plot, 2-part episodes with a larger plot. Brendan, I think you're just describing Mr. Inc. at this point. What if Mr. Inc. but live action, but with more drama and romance? Can he speak to Scooby, or is he just mentally ill? Now, Belowski, I'm glad you asked that. We can have a whole episode where people don't believe Shaggy because the murderer is a psychologist who locks Shaggy up, or the criminal it's at an asylum or it's at an institution. Shaggy gets locked up because of it, and then it's proven at the end he can actually understand Scooby partially, and so they bust him out, or Scooby busts him out. You have a whole episode right there. Can he actually speak to Scooby? Is the therapist just an evil guy? We won't know. You don't know. You don't know. That's a whole episode right there. It literally writes itself. Just follow like a crime procedural, and here's what you do if you want to make it like realistic or whatever, is you just make it like a funny crime procedural where they have like a gimmick, except the gimmick is Scooby and the gang. And you can do so much more with Scooby-Doo having a myriad of iconic monsters and people dressed in funny costume. Because it's Scooby-Doo, you can do so much more. Not again. Who would play the new live-action Shaggy? Oh, I don't know. Casting-wise, I would just get, like, some people who are looking for their big break. Like, you couldn't get anybody who would play, like, if you did a Mystery Inc. show that was CW style, you'd have to get people in their 20s, and they'd have to be cheap. So probably, like, there'd just be a lot of internal casting. Honestly, as long as the cast was, like, manageably good, really all I care about is, like, they gotta get somebody good for Fred, because he has to be like that jock who has emotions for Daphne and never wants to let it show. And then they got to get somebody hot for Velma, because Velma, and there's going to be an episode where, like, Velma takes her glasses off, and it's going to be like, Velma, you're hot. And she's going to go like, Jinkies. And then we just make, I don't know, Euphoria. Just make Scooby-Doo Euphoria. Fuck it. I've seen one episode of that show. I don't know anything about it. I think it's just funny to say, make Scooby-Doo Euphoria. Budget in CW means a bunch of Canadian actors. Absolutely. Make it cheap. Make it funny. Don't take it too seriously. It's literally just sitting there for a free show. You just make it cheap, you make it funny, and you make it funny and referential enough to where Scooby-Doo fans will want to watch it, but you make it like edgy and stupid enough for like people who like schlock to like it. Personally, I'm just thinking like if they literally did an episode where Supernatural went to Scuba Stubus universe. If you can make 13 seasons of Supernatural and people will give enough of a fuck about that, you can make a live action Scooby-Doo show. Maybe Scooby and Shaggy can fight God like they did in Supernatural. Who will play the Grim Creeper from Ghoul School? Bill Skarsgård. You're welcome. You ask me, Brendan, who will play such and such character from Scooby-Doo that's not the main gang? Bill Skarsgård. Yeah, if they can make a young Winchester show, they can definitely devote some resources to Coolsville, Inc. All I'm saying is, what are they going to do after Riverdale? Are they going to make like a fucking Boxcar Children's CW show? Like, shit. Those kids have fucking... That's a terrible show idea. Those kids live with the rich guy after like the 3rd book, and then they bring the boxcar to the backyard of the rich guy's house. And then they still solve mysteries, but then you know they're going to be able to eat every day. They don't have the hunger in them anymore. Scooby-Doo show where instead of solving crimes, they commit crimes. Gee, gang, how do we break into this bank vault? Like, I don't know, man, but I will say, I'm just happy there's a malt shop nearby. Hurry, Shaggy, hand me that thermite. Like, I don't know where it is. Ruh-roh. Oh, no, Scooby ate the thermite. And then you hear like a burn and flash, and then he belches smoke. Like, Fred, we need to fix the drill. The thermal drill. I think it'd be really funny if you took the Scooby-Doo gang and you put them in, like, what people would least suspect. Put them in Suicide Squad. Put the Scooby-Doo gang in the Suicide Squad video game. Warner Brothers Discovery just losing their mind, not knowing what to do with the properties that they have. Just put the Scooby-Doo gang in the Suicide Squad game. We'll get them. You know what's really sad? I would definitely buy the Suicide Squad game if it was confirmed that the... That's a Deathclaw. What? That's not a Deathclaw. That's like a warg. Here. You're a big boy, huh? Big boy, huh? There's not a single part of this game where we're in England and somebody pops out of the ruins of England and says, "Come on, England, score some fucking goals!" Not a single time. Haven't seen it once. The game is called Resistance Fall of Man, but I haven't seen a man fall down the stairs not once, so I think this is actually, I think this game has actually got a lot of false advertising against it. Literally have not seen a man fall down the stairs once. I've seen a couple of men fall, but like, not down the stairs, and that's what I was kind of looking for. Listen, you are giving one guy a lot of bug to deal with here. They just all pasted. The game was like, all right, we know you're sick of it. They literally pasted all of them in one go. They were like, we know you're sick of it. We'll stop it for you. Like, so nice, Resistance. So kind. Got a big... Oh, what the fuck kind of guns are those? You can't just introduce new gun? You can't have man come out of hole and then just shoot new gun at me. You think after this war is over and after we win, we'll take these aliens, these little guys, and turn them into, like, popcorn chicken or something? Oh, I gotta shake the... Hate that. You gotta shake the controller. There's so many of these little guys. I hate them. Sometimes I really hate the little gremlin enemy that every video game developer has to put in, because the Halo had the flood, and then every video game was like, we need a gremlin. Two good guys hanging out with me, killing aliens all in the sea. This isn't sea, it's England, you see. Also, the guys from Resistance look exactly like the Locust from Gears of War. Maybe that's partially why Resistance never popped off. They really should have had a more inventive alien design, or diseased alien design. The same with Crysis, I think they really like tubes and goo. And it's like, man, I'm sorry. There's so many better tubes and goo that you really should have just thought of something else with it. They should have been skeletons, not aliens. Dude, if they were skeletons with, like, cybernetic shit, if they took, like, human skeletons and put, like, cybernetic shit in there, that'd be way more interesting than silly lizard-like human hybrid alien chimeras. It'd be way more silly and way more cool. I would love to fight a game where the aliens are fucking, like, human skeletons repurposed as warriors. It'd be a good bit, I think. An alien video game that's still as sloppy as this one, but it's called Skeleton War. I'll play Halo 4. If I'm going to play Halo 4, I'm going to die. You know how much I fucking hate the Bionicles? I hate the Bionicles in Halo 4 and 5. I hate them. I don't just dislike them. I hate them. With every fiber of my being, I hate Halo 4 and Halo 5. With every fiber of my fucking being. Even knowing that Halo 4 has, like, a nice story behind why the story is that way, I fucking hate them. I don't dislike them. I fucking hate the enemy design. Prometheans are what you described. No, they're not. They're fucking boring. They are not like skeletons with cyber attached. They are like Bionicle-shaped. They are not friend-shaped. I'm talking skeletons, full skeleton, metal on the outside of the skeleton, but they still look like a skeleton. A Matanui. Yeah, a Matanui. Ah, Matanui. You've arrived. It is I, Caggles Sex. Are you ready to join the Toa? I don't know shit about Bionicle. I just know that shit just doobie sound like that. Are you ready to join the Toa Council and rise above Matanui? What? We all plastic, right? We all toys, right? I'm talking about, you know, in Doom, you got the Revenant in Doom. Aliens just like be like that in Doom. Like the Revenant from Doom. What if Lego Movie 3, but it suddenly turned into a fucked up film with them Geiger-esque Bionicles? I would love Bionicles in a Lego movie. You know what they could do with the Lego movie is they could do a whole thing about like the forgotten Lego, people from like really old or weird or not sold well Lego sets, and then like the Bionicle. That'd be a good one, like a forgotten toy. Well, you could follow the Toy Story 3 formula, actually. You just do like the forgotten Toylands. The forgotten toilet. Oh, finally I can escape. I can jump on the rocket ship and get out of here. Dude, stop this. This is a public park. This is literally me playing airsoft at the public park and getting in trouble because they thought it was a gun because I removed the orange tip from my weapon. It's more realistic that way. It's more modern that way. Makes more sense. You wouldn't have an orange plastic tip in war? That shit I got away... You know, I realize I'm old when I'm like, man, that shit I got away with in high school that nobody would get away with now. Playing airsoft in the public park, even though our guns had the orange tip. Like, if you did that now, you would get the cops called on you so fucking fast. Well, like, me and my friends, we would just go out, go to the public park, play airsoft on the hill. Nobody gave a shit. Now it's like, oh God, please, sir. There are vile villains at the park. I can hear their thumping and their crumping. You guys love the Beatles. I'm a big fan of the Beatles. You ever hear a song by the Beatles? Big fan of the Beatles. Good golly, Beatles. I love the Beatles. They're my favorite band. I was born in the wrong generation. I love the Beatles. Pinch your nose and read it in the 1940s radio voice. What, the flavor text about the radio station? Yeah, 1 second.
As a radio station, yes. No radio station is so many things. The infectious sign of a comedian, a voice broadcasting an appeal for the public tyranny, an office and officials speaking to the people. It is the dissemination of news, education, and entertainment. Hour by hour, his character changes, yet always participating in the life of the community and state. WFEA can ever be relied upon to honorably serve its audience. WFEA is composed of studios, transmitter, and operating the people. It is the dissemination of news, education, and entertainment. Hour by hour, its character changes, yet always it's just repeated over and over again. Fully immersed. In the news today, 15 people were eaten at a local radio shack. Their bodies not found, but blood was left at the scene. If you see anybody that's suspiciously people-shaped bellied, call the police right now.
Not the Radio Shack. Oh yeah, 1950s radio announcer would be like, communism, 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 communism. You're like, whoa, whoa, slow down there, bud. No, it really was a bull market in America in the 1950s. You know how I could tell? Because everybody was afraid of red everywhere, just like how bulls are afraid of the color red. Come on, AI soldiers. You can do better than this. You can kill a couple of guys. That's a little treat. I believe, you know what? If I was able to press a button and give an inspiring speech, I bet if I told these guys that I believe in them, they would stop falling for it. I would like a little sip of health, please. A little sip of health, yum. There it is. Else hanging out. Yep. Like 5 guys, burger and fries, just hanging out, having a good time. But that's at least 6 guys, burgers and fries. God, I wish. What if they add, what if you turn on the TV and there was a fucking, like, announcement, right? Like a political announcement. Joe Biden's on the TV. If you're American, sorry. If you're not American, you can pop up on Twitter and be like, what the fuck is this headlining Twitter right now? Joe Biden comes out and he says, fellow Americans, today we are announcing that I, Joe Biden, President of the United States, I'm the 6th man in the 5 Guys Burgers and Fries franchise. They have given me a medal, and I am now the 6th guy. And then everybody claps. Do I need to go to, like, fucking Truth Social, make a fake account, and just rail on the fact Joe Biden is the 6th man in the 5 Guys Burgers and Fries universe, and they're trying to hide it from us? The liberals are trying to hide the fact that Joe Biden is the 6th guy in the 5 Guys Burgers and Fries universe, and I'm sick of hearing it. The idea of them holding a press conference just to add, not even just Joe Biden, but like a press conference from 5 Guys, where they just add a 6th guy to the 5 already existing guys. A whole 2-hour movie where it's like kids underneath the old 5 Guys haunted house, and they discover a photo, and they wipe it away, and they discover in the photo that there was a 6th guy. Hey, check out this photo. Oh, it's the old 5 Guys founders. But who's this? Julie, I was right. Julie, there's a 6th guy. And he was going to make chicken sandwich, Julie. Does this count? Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Plastic Chair Review. This is a simple office chair, not very ergonomic, mostly metal. Gonna have to give this one a 3 out of 10.